she called me all the way downstairs to get her a damn soda pop. I need to roll a blunt behind that one. That was some bullshit. Got me feeling like they think I'm a goddamn butler. So, she knows I have a hard time going up and down the damn steps. I got diabetes. I have neuropathy. God damn it. Yeah, love starts in the home. I've heard that saying before, and I'll have to take my grandmother to dialysis today. I can go ahead and rant off the top of my head. Sugar's kind of high though today. Just took it. It's about 414. I don't know why. Didn't, oh yeah, I had those goddamn fruit by the foot. That's my problem. Yeah, so I'm a diabetic. I'm just not a well disciplined diabetic. And my first true thought of what I thought about this family when I was young, I thought it was a family full of love and devotion, and everybody had each other's back. My grandfather was the glue that held everybody together. And I learned after his passing that this family is as fake as fuck because 80% of them are high yellows, and I'm the dark nigga. You can best believe I got the short end of the stick all the time. Let's just say I got the shitty end of the stick every time. After my mother had divorced my donor, my grandfather stepped in, raised me, because every boy needs a man in his life. And I can tell you right now, I know my grandfather loved me. But when he had his stroke and his heart attack in '87, and he had to stop working, went from being a family making over $150,000 a year to being on supplemented income. Though he did do some good investments, not as well as his brother did, because his widow was out down the street sitting on millions of dollars that her own two daughters, Carla and Mona, are stealing right out of her bank account. That's a whole different story. Don't even want to talk about this fake ass family down the street. My mother would say things when we had arguments. You know, this is when I was just reaching my teen years. She would say, "I love you. I just don't like you." I wonder if dark mothers that had dark kids ever said some shit like that to their son. Had me feeling a certain kind of way. It still does to this day. You know, how many dark mothers suggest to their darky hued sons when they get of age, maybe they could have their nose slimmed down? What, to look white? Really? She apologized for that when I was 15 years old, but the damage is already done. See, and it really solidified itself when she pulled me out of counseling after she had killed her second husband. You know, the step donor. I ain't gonna call him a stepfather because he wasn't my stepfather. Had us running packages all over Detroit. I'm not talking about packages for UPS. Then he gave us him and his best friend, I guess, his name was Art, started paying us in packets of cocaine instead of the 50s and the hundreds that he started us at. Let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say it was my grandmother to have the stroke and the heart attack in 87, and she was the one to live 9 years after that to die on Christmas morning at 1:08 a.m. I'd probably still be with the high school sweetheart. Probably not, because that bitch, she had self-hate issues. She hated her dark hue, and her mama was a black feminine. If I knew Crystal's mama was a black feminazi, I would have just fucked her as the ugly duckling and shit on the weekends and shit. I only felt sorry for Crystal because motherfuckers in our class were calling her stinky and ugly duckling and goat face and shit like that. And then I fell for this bitch, only for her to be as stingy and selfish with me. And now she's laying up being a fed wench for some fucking fat ass basic Brad motherfucker. And now she has a little swirl baby. Yeah, that bitch totally contaminated. So it's not to say that I'll probably still be with her, but if my uncle didn't do what he did, I would still have a solid relationship with my only child. I paid for the Lamont's class. I went to the Lamont's class, learned all that shit. And you know, this fucking black bitch didn't even call me. I didn't even get to see my daughter be brought into this world. This is the type of toxic black woman I thought I wanted to be with. Now, because she has totally turned my child against me, fuck her and that bastard bitch. Everybody says I deserve better, but did I ever get better? No. Guess I'm just too dark. Got too many ain't guys. Yeah, my family is full of coons and buffoons. And got a Trinidadian Bush bitch, a catalog ordered Trinidadian Bush bitch that my uncle ordered. And that bitch was a wedge in the family also. I could tell my grandfather didn't like the bitch after she said she wouldn't mind voting for Reagan. My uncle's Trinidadian Bush bitch white is as dark as black as a tire. But that bitch stepped in this house, sat at my grandfather's dining room table, and said she wasn't black. Said she was West Indian. I was 10 years old at the time and still running packages, but they didn't know. And I think I had taken a line before I came down to the dinner table and shit, so I was kind of charged up. And I said, well, here in America, you black, and occasionally you will be called a nigger. And from that minute on, that black Trinidadian bush bitch that smuggled avocados in her vagina has hated me ever since. And I don't give a flying fig of a fuck. Granddaddy's birthday comes in a couple of days. I think I'm gonna leave a little sticky sign on his tomb because I know my bitch ass uncle is gonna go up there and visit. And I can tell you right now, because my grandfather was nothing like the coon buffoon that my uncle is. He hates that motherfucker. He didn't like his choice of women. He didn't like that he liked to run the streets instead of go to work. And this is why he invested so much time, energy, money, and knowledge into me. And this is why my uncle hated me from the time I came home from the hospital. Being 14 or 15 at the time, I don't know. But my uncle is a fuck boy. And there have been accusations and rumors that he used to suck dick at the restroom and shit late at night. I didn't believe it then, but I'm a firm believer now. What kind of man still wears a Jerry curl in 2020, nut hugging bell bottoms, and wears a fanny pack? A fag. Plain and simple, short and sweet. So I'm taking that his Trinidadian bush bitch is his beard, his two little anchor babies and shit. That's to throw people off. And he has to make himself talk in this deep ass tone that you can tell is fake. It's like, nigga, your nuts ain't that motherfucking deep and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people used to say, how come he talk deep like that? It look like he trying to hurt himself. I just didn't know. I think my uncle has always tried to be something that he's not, a man. Because anytime you use the tools of white supremacy to send away not just your nephew for 3 years, but to send your only son from your previous relationship to the Fed joint just to collect a little over $7,000 in reward cooning for capital money, you should be shot. I really think you should be shot or tortured to death, one of the two. I go for the latter, just to hear you scream like the bitch that you are. Even your mama thinks you a bitch. My mama already knew you were a bitch. And both of your sisters, Bobby, if you're listening, everybody knows you're a rat, a manipulating liar, a thief, and a bitch. This is why you were thrown off your bowling team. Bragging to other people that you sent your son and your nephew to prison leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. Oh, and that's probably why Eric and all your John and all your hunting buddies refuse to hunt with you. Because listen to this, motherfucker. If you do that to your own blood, they started to think. I know John told me If that motherfucker can do that to his only son and his nephew, and y'all are blood, what the fuck do you think he would do to me? And I'm not even blood related. Exactly. So this is why they got rid of your ass, nigga. And that's why you sitting up in that 480 square foot beehive of an apartment because you lost the house that my mama sold to you for pennies on the fucking dollar. Karma is not finished with your ass. I'm just hoping La M steals both your little anchor baby bitches and sells them into the sex trade, nigga. That will be the cherry on top, you little tight pants, bell bottom wearing bitch. Oh yeah, thanks again for the Trans Am, asshole. I got $14,700 on that bitch. And because you acted like a little bitch, that's why I didn't even offer it back to you when I didn't like it anymore. Matter of fact, I got a car that I like. Because your little Trans Am looked like a motherfucking roach on wheels. And frankly, everybody says my Bel Air looks better than that goddamn Smokey and the Bandit piece of shit, only good for going straight line type of shit car. Why you even buy a car like that you couldn't even afford it? You a stupid motherfucker. And that's why that stupid Trinidadian Bush bitch has put you damn near into financial ruin. But if you really want to get your money up, I know because you and your wife has herpes. You can't put that bitch out on the stroll. But wait, you have two daughters and shit. One of your oldest daughter has three daughters of herself. So there, you have five honey pots right there that can generate you some revenue, motherfucker. I told you before when I heard you had money problems and you had to file bankruptcy, you need to put your daughters out on that stroll, nigga. Get your money, nigga. Them bitches was born with the motherfucking bank between their legs and shit. You're not utilizing it. Though Raquel did get used by an illegal Mexican that pumped her full of what three girls, and then he ended up divorcing her and marrying a white bitch. Oh, is the karma steep over there? Those of you on the outside looking in, there is a hierarchy of color in the black community. I've lived it. I've seen it in other families with the same type of makeup as this one. High yellows and darkies. The high yellows always have their foot on the darkie's neck. Minnesota's burning. People are upset about all this police brutality. And I'm hoping that this country just burns to the motherfucking ground. I think Nini's worried about my little earlier rant, but I'm not taking it down. Those that want to hear it, I've unlisted it on YouTube, but you can hear it in its entirety on Patreon for free. Frankly, I don't think I said everything that should have been said. I held back a lot. And Uncle Bobby, it's a damn shame that your son is a junkie. He's the only nigga I know that not only smokes methamphetamines, he injects it with a hypodermic needle too. You see, you ruined him. You didn't ruin me, nigga. I'm still in this holding pattern, ready to knock you on your ass again if you have an audacity to follow me into a store ever again. Nigga, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's probably best that you leave me alone because I already got a contingency plan on your ass, nigga. It's already bought and paid for. All I gotta do is make one telephone call and I could wipe your whole house clean of bitches and bitch ass niggas. And guess what, nigga? You'll be incapacitated just to watch all this shit before they dump your ass in a vat of acid. Leave me alone, Bobby. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't try to make your junky ass son into a Manchurian candidate to do anything to me because when I erase him, I'm coming after you. Do you understand me? I said, if you plan on making your junkie son into a Manchurian candidate to do something to me, after I erase that motherfucker, I'm coming after you and yours. And there's not no amount of Washington police friends that you have that could stop me because it won't be me coming to get you. I've always been smarter than you. You've hated that. I've always been more mechanically inclined than you. You've definitely hated that. And I've always been a better shot than you. You shoot at deers. Motherfucker, I've had people shoot at me. I haven't heard of a deer ever shooting back. That's pussy activity right there, bitch ass nigga. But you've had people shoot at you too. I saw those motherfucking patch marks in the Trans Am and shit. Yeah, you're running like a little bitch. They filled up the quarter panel in the back. What, 3 times? Too bad they didn't hit your ass square in the head. And it's too bad those 4 white supremacists that you pissed off at your job that followed you home and beat your ass in your front yard didn't kill your ass. Because if they would have killed your ass in '82, you wouldn't have been able to catalog mail order that Trinidad Bush bitch. Raquel and Amanda wouldn't exist. And little Bobby and myself would probably still be felony free if it wasn't for your Cunha for capital bitch ass. You know you're gonna die slow, right? You're gonna die slow and full of pain. Because I'm gonna manifest that shit. Oh, and I hope your wife, your daughters, and your granddaughters all wake up with a colony of maggots in their vaginas, eating those bitches from the inside out. I'm out.